It's the Brad and John Show.
The Brad and John Show for March 27th. It's a Thursday. This is the C block, which means we start around 7:40 in the morning. Once again, the reason we do that is because of the fact that a lot of people listen to the show in the future. They listen on bjshow.co, which is our traditional podcast website, and they also listen on bjshow.video, which is the YouTube version of it, which essentially is the same stuff, but just a different format as far as that's concerned. Okay, breaking news. Have you seen this? They got the leader of the MS-13 on the East Coast. They arrested him. 24-year-old guy.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Well, I don't quite, we go back to this. It's funny. We play some best of shows at night and early in the morning before we go on the air. And there was one I was listening to the other day when I was listening to the station, and they were talking about the fact that the New York Times did an editorial, I don't know, a year or so ago, something like that. We've never had one gang member or one terrorist come across the border since the border's been open. Remember that story? I mean,
yeah, I do remember
how
that.
in the world can you say something like that? That would be like...
Well, because how do you prove a negative? How do you prove that they're not... You get what I'm saying? Like, just because we haven't caught them yet doesn't mean that they're not here.
Well, to me, it's just like crazy time. Okay, this is totally changing lanes here, okay? Do you ever make reservations for restaurants, John?
It depends. Yeah, sometimes I'll use Open Table. Pardon the expression, but I used to be more of an eating out guy, and now I just generally just dive straight in without eating out. You get what I'm saying? I used to use Open Table more often to answer your question. Yeah.
Okay. If I said the term reservation scalping, would you know what that meant?
Well, no, but I'm guessing you make a reservation for someone else as a third party, and then you give it to them as a service.
Yes, there's a couple different third-party reservation services come up. One's called Appointment Trader, and the other one's called ResX. And what they do is they create these bots that go on the internet, and when a restaurant opens up a block of times for reservations, they snap up all the reservations, and then they resell them.
That's awesome. That's smart. I'm guessing that's something that you don't like.
Well, here's the problem. The problem is the restaurants are taking a hit on this because of the fact that if this company snaps up all the reservations and people don't show, in other words, let's say for a restaurant there's 100 reservations on a Friday night, and if there was no third-party operation scalping these reservations, they would have 100 reservations that were legitimate reservations. This company goes in, snaps up all those reservations, but yet doesn't sell all of them, only sells 75 of them. There's 25 reservations that go unused. And most of these restaurants are requiring like a credit card number. So if you don't show, they would tell you that in terms of service. If you don't show, we're going to charge your card $25. This company puts in fake credit card numbers so that when the restaurants try to charge them back for the no-shows, they don't get any money out of it. I think it's wrong. I mean, and what they're talking about, the article talks about the fact that that's one business. I eat out most of the time. I eat at fast food places and restaurants and various things like that. Okay, ate at Cyberg's yesterday, which is a really good locally owned and operated company. Okay, I don't know how they make any money. I really don't know how restaurants make any money. If you look around, you go like, hey, let's take the Cyberg's, the one down in Chesterfield Valley. You ever been there before?
And I haven't been to that one. No, I've been to the old one off of, 270. But I haven't been to the one in what's its place, in Chesterfield Valley.
Yeah, originally they were in the old Applebee's, and then they outgrew that place, and they moved down the street a little bit. It used to be the old Fox and Hounds. Okay. As a business person, I walk in there and think to myself, okay.
Because you walk into a place and you say, okay, you figure out there's this many people here eating and there's this many people working and the light bill's this much and the electricity is this much. How much do they need to charge for a plate to make money?
Right. And to the point where I don't know how they make any money. I don't know how restaurants make any money. Because if I go to the grocery store, and I know they're buying wholesale, I'm buying retail, but if I go to the grocery store and buy, a loaf of bread, or let's say I buy, like a steak or something like that, or I buy hamburger. I mean, It's like $9 for, like, if I buy patty hamburgers already pattied up, like in 3rd-pound patties. It's like $9. Okay, thinking to myself, okay, how in the world does McDonald's make any money by selling hamburgers at $1.25? I don't get it. And what they're saying is, these restaurants are saying our margins are so small to begin with. When we lose a quarter or a third or even 10% of our reservations because these reservation companies, these third-party scalpers come in and grab up our reservations and then don't use all of them, we are losing money. So
yeah, it sounds like an issue that restaurants should take up with the reservation management systems. Like, if I was running Cybergs and I used OpenTable, let's say, and I was getting a lot of fraud on OpenTable, I would go to OpenTable and I would say, we got to cut you guys as a provider if you keep letting this happen. Like, what are you guys doing to fight this? Now, I'm sure, Brad, if you read a story about this more than just the headline, you would see that the companies surely have a reason for what they're going to do next. What are the, other than complain about it so the Brad Hildebrands of the world feel sorry for them, what are the restaurants going to do to tackle this?
Well, but John, hold on a minute. Let's take the situation here. Okay, let's go Uber Eats and DoorDash. My youngest son and I, we ate out recently last week, had a nice meal together, and we talked about this. And we talked about the fact that he has a friend of his that all he does is order DoorDash. And I'm going like, how in the world can he afford that?
Yeah, I have people in my life that do DoorDash once or twice a day.
Okay, but to the point where they're looking at that, they're saying to the point, well, my time's worth X and my...
Yeah, they make a lot of money and they're not going to get in a car and drive to Chipotle. They're going to continue working at X $100 an hour and get the food delivered to them. So DoorDash is a necessity. You got to eat, so have it delivered to you.
Obviously,
let the Brad Hildebrands of the world get in the car and drive and quibble over a wrong order. Like, if you value your time, have DoorDash bring you food.
John, you always make me feel so good about myself.
Well, it's one of those weeks, Brad. Go ahead.
You always make me feel so good about myself. See, the problem on this is that what you said is the fact that, as opposed with OpenTable, these companies, I mean, the restaurants don't have a say in this because of the fact that these bots are snapping up all their reservations.
Okay, so Brad, if you went to, you know how you pretend, hold on, you know how you do offer ads and sell ads on various radio websites. If you had some bot come in pretending that it wanted to buy ads and buy ad packages, and it kept messing up your system, as a business owner, you would find a way to fight that problem, right? Because it's an annoyance. You would do something about it.
I would just say, hey, if the bot wants to come in and buy advertising, have at it.
Okay, that's funny, but let's get to the real thing. So what can the restaurants do to fight this other than complain and get sympathy from Brad Hildebrand types? What can they do to fight this?
Well, go on a different platform, do something.
There you go.
Well, but the problem is that they're, John, here we go again. What business are they in? What business are they in?
They're in the cash flow business.
But they're in the restaurant business. They're not in the IT business. That's the problem right there.
Then they need to hire somebody who's competent at IT. It would be like you trying to do social media, Brad. You're not going to try to do a Westplex Talk social media thing. Like, you're a radio guy. If you're a restaurant guy, hire somebody competent in IT to manage your IT thing. Or if you outsource it, complain to the company that you use. Complain to the platform.
So someone would say to Elon Musk, Elon, you're in the car business. You shouldn't be in the spaceship business, or you shouldn't be in the internet business. You should.
Incorrect. See, you're being exceptions guy, which we referenced in B Block, and I thought of that especially because of you. But Elon Musk actually knows things about physics and rockets. So again, if you are a restaurant who's getting scammed by restaurant scalpers, then you should talk to your IT person. If you're too cheap and chintzy to hire an IT person to manage this stuff, then you get what you deserve, and you should whine about it to the Brad Hildebrands of the world. You guys can sit around and feel sorry for yourself.
Okay, John, all day long I get these automated bot calls, and they're almost all the same. Today is Thursday, March 27th. This is a very important day. Okay, I'm tired of getting those calls. What do I do, John?
You stop answering your phone. You will always answer your phone because you don't value your time. But you should stop answering. I don't answer the phone when it rings. I don't have my ringer on.
John, you know what? I'm going to text you today, but before I text you, I'm going to call you to make sure it's okay I can text you. How's that?
That's a good idea, Brad. Do that. Actually, I have it set up where every call from you goes to Bill Eigel. So that saves you annoying him when we're on the air. You know, that way I could just hook you guys up off the air.
What I find interesting about this is John has, you know what you should do? You should publish John's book of rules. Just like those crazy two ladies years ago that did the rules book about dating. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh no, I haven't heard of this.
Oh my God, these women were like huge on Oprah, okay? And matter of fact, here, let me look it up again. You'll get a kick out of this, okay? And when this came out, I thought to myself, I thought it was a joke, okay? Here, let me go on Wikipedia. If I just go on Wikipedia, and all I have to do is type in the rules, RULES, and I almost guarantee you it will come up. There's two women had this book, and they made tons of money. Here it is right now. The rules, time-tested secrets for capturing the heart
called The Rules,
of Mr. Right. Okay, so they have this book, and what's interesting? Okay, ready for this? The 35 rules. Okay, are you ready, John?
I'm ready.
I'm not gonna do all 35. I'll do some of them. Be a creature unlike any other.
Wow, what insight.
Don't talk to a man first, and don't ask him to dance. Don't stare at men or talk too much. Don't meet him halfway or go Dutch on a date. Don't call him and rarely return his calls. See,
are these people, are these old broads, are they like old bats your age, or are they, like, they weren't young when they wrote this, right?
Yeah, they were. Okay, they have, and when they were on Oprah, and once again, this is going back 20 years. My routine was I used to, go over to the house. I would cook dinner for my kids. I'd get there about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, cook everything up. My kids would be home from school and stuff like that. And I would have Oprah on in the kitchen, have a TV set on. And when these ladies came on, I thought to myself, oh my God, it's the rules ladies again. I had fun with this. They called it the 3-to-1 rule. You know what the 3-to-1 rule is?
For every 3 words somebody says, you say one?
For every 3 times a man reaches out to you as a woman, you only respond once. So
that's a good thing.
If he calls you, you see his number come up on caller ID. Oh, it's his number 1. Then he texts you, and you see, oh, hey, June, how you doing? You don't respond. That's number 2. Number 3, you respond. Then it starts over again. Okay, that's the don't call him and rarely return his calls.
Wow.
Always end phone calls first. Okay, and here's a good one. Don't accept a Saturday night date after Wednesday. The rules, okay? How to act on dates 1, 2, and 3. How to act on dates 4 through commitment time. Always end the date first. Here we go. Stop dating him if he doesn't buy you a romantic gift for your birthday or Valentine's Day. Don't see him more than once or twice a week. No more than casual kissing on the first date. Don't tell him what to do. Let him take the lead. Rules. Rules. You know what my favorite place to eat is?
What's that, Brad?
My favorite place to eat is Outback, because you know why?
Why is that?
No rules, just right. No rules, just right, John.
Was that their catchphrase like in the 80s or something?
I think it still is their catchphrase.
Oh, wow. Well, you are a bloomin' onion, Brad.
See, this whole thing with rules, I'm thinking to myself, here we go again. And
here we go. Here we go again is the new once again. I just want to point that out for the week. Here we go again is the new once again.
One of my all-time favorite songs by Dolly Parton.
Oh, I don't know that song. Here we go again.
Oh my God. She's so good in that song. I mean, that's got to be 50 years old now. I'm trying to think. Maybe not 50, maybe 47, 48. Came out in the late 70s. Dolly Parton, here you go, here you come again. Okay, John.
Oh, yeah, that's a completely different song. Why'd you come in here looking like that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's not called Here We Go Again.
No. Here you go, here you come, here you go, or here you come again. It's da 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 da.
Your version is so close to the original that YouTube might flag us for copyright infringement, Brad.
ASCAP and BMI will be on me after that one. Okay, John, you know what the rule is? We have to be out here by 8 o'clock, and I break it every morning, and I've done it again this morning. So
I'll see you on Friday.
I'm a rule breaker, not a rule follower.